Let's be honest, when you think of big corporations who always release their stuff on time, you can't help but have respect for them. Like imagine if GTA 6 was released on time and it was complete and maybe it has some bugs, something neglectable like new releases always have. You would still have respect for them, right? Like I'm not talking about Cyberpunk 2077 kind of glitches. No, I mean like minor glitches here and there. And even if you are not in the video game type of space, you can still think of Jujutsu Kaisen for example. Season 2 was a masterclass in delivering on time, right? And a lot of the scenes were incomplete and everything like that, but they still delivered on time. And even though MAPPA did abuse their workers, we can't help but have respect for them, or respect for their word at least. Particularly speaking, the team that was behind the work. Okay, you're probably listening to this a few seconds in and you are kind of scratching your head or like, what does this have to do with the psychological tactic to trick your mind into working more, right? And I promise this is relevant. I use this strategy for years to improve my productivity, and you've been subconsciously avoiding it too, either because you don't want the consequences of failing or you don't want the pressure of having to deliver on time. And the strategy is now this is the point where a lot of you click off the video, because when I elaborate usually is when the view kind of goes down for some reason. So I see you about to like click those recommended videos, like I see you, so sit down, click full screen and watch, because I'm about to teach you one of the most powerful tactics out there on increasing your productivity. This method will fly under a lot of radars just like it has flown under yours. So announcing a project like a manga is the best psychological technique to force yourself to work, but only if it's done right. The crazy part is because you and me have seen people who have announced their project and still fail to deliver. So what separates the people who do deliver and the people who do not? Now, from being on both the boats, there are two main things. They are the separating factor, the thing that makes the difference. So factor number one is stakes, or how much is on the line. For me, when I completed my first manga, Tilsi, I was actually disappointed in myself for failing to deliver because I had some shiny object syndrome. Like I would get distracted by some challenges, some random commission hunt, some new video game that caught my interest. After how I saw my manga performed across all platforms, I was deeply hurt and I wanted more. So I took a pivot. The first thing I did was stake whether or not I did change myself. Yeah, so I decided to announce that I'm going to be making a 75 to 100 page manga back in 2023, I believe. Now on one extreme there was me, this random South African kid who can draw really well, and on the other extreme now there's Rockstar Games. Rockstar Game has GTA 5, a money tree that needs water now and again, yes, but it's mostly autonomous, it works on its own. Maybe GTA 6 could dethrone GTA 5, but whether or not it actually doesn't make much of a difference, because either way they make money. So the only thing that they stake on is their reputation, which is kind of in the air anyways. The stake here wasn't really much about making the manga, it was more about proving my capability, because the capability would actually get me where I wanted to get to, which is making art professionally in future. Had I failed on that stakes, I would probably have failed myself. The thought of failing bruised my 16-year ego a lot. The second factor that makes setting deadline work is seeing reminders multiple times a day. Now each time I wrote a date in school, I was reminded of the fact that I didn't have much time, and I thought of beating my deadline, and it always fired me up now and again. Spoiler alert, I did beat my deadline. Hey, if you've been looking to improve your productivity to get your manga project on the road real quick, you might be interested in my school community. I spent hours on productivity tactics, podcasts and reading, and as a result I 21x'd my speed on manga output at least. So if you're interested in doing the same, join my school community and I'll personally help you out. $7, if you can afford Spotify, you can afford it. Link in the description. Back to the video. It also helps, by the way, to catastrophize the consequences of failure, like to make the consequences so much bigger than they are in your head. Notice how I staked my entire art path in life on this random 84-page manga. It was because of that thought I pushed so hard. And no, working that hard won't kill you. If anything, you will learn skills way more quicker than the average person. And who wants to be average? But that wraps it up for today's video. You will notice that this channel is not like a typical art channel. It's more manga focused than productivity focused, and if you like stuff like that, you can just drop by and leave a sub and you will grow from this. And remember, if your productivity is good, you can be able to draw masterpieces even if you are not in the mood.